Pointers and references. Indirection is crucial to good software. We will have a look at the two options of indirection in C++. Pointers are the classical way, and references can be considered a little bit more modern. Additionally, we will explain the address-of operator and the dereference operator. Hi, my name is Zen and welcome to my channel. So today we will have a look at indirection. This means that we access content not via the content itself, but via the address of the content. But since this is a little bit abstract, we will just start by creating a simple variable, a simple integer in this regard, and we just assign it the value. So far this is completely clear. We have a variable, this is an integer, and we have assigned a value to it, which is in this case 5. Now we will have a look at the declaration of a pointer, of a so-called pointer. So if we use this asterisk, this means that we don't declare now an integer, but we declare a pointer to an integer. So we name this also pointer to integer, and we will initialize this using C++ specific literal, which is called null pointer, which basically means that it's pointing to nothing at this point. So in order to understand what is happening, we will just output these values to the console. So in this case, we need to do standard count, and then we say my integer and output my integer. We will do the same thing also for the pointer to integer and output the pointer to integer. Now we go to our console and we compile this. So we use clang main.cpp -o my program. This will compile it, and now we just use my program to run it. And in this case we see integer is 5, so we can here enter an additional space, so just to make it a little bit more beautiful. So we compile again and we run it, and we see my integer is 5 and the pointer to integer is 0. I think I didn't save, so it didn't recompile correctly. Anyways, so now we basically have output two numbers, so there's no real difference here. The real difference is how the compiler does interpret those things. So here he knows that there's really just a number inside, whereas here he thinks that there is an address inside. And now we can use this to actually store addresses inside. So for instance, we can say pointer to integer and assign it the address of my integer. So this ampersand here is a so-called address-of operator. So it will look at where in memory is this integer stored. So it won't be the 5, it will be something different. It will be the address. So if you think about houses and street addresses, it is not the person who is living there, but the address on where this person is living. To clarify what I mean, we can also output now the pointer to integer again after we have assigned the address of my integer. So let's go to the console and let's shortly look at this. We recompile and we run it. So we see at the beginning it is initialized to 0, and afterwards there is a very, very cryptic value inside. So depending on where now this integer value here is stored in memory, this will be the address where it's actually stored. Now the beauty of this address of this is that we can access what is lying at that particular address. This we can do by using the so-called dereference operator. The dereference operator is this asterisk, and it is now accessing what is stored here. So basically, what is stored at pointed to integer. So let's recompile and have a look what actually happens. In this case, we see that we have an integer, which is 5, the pointed to integer initialized with 0. Afterwards, we change it to the address of where my integer lives. And then we ask what is stored at this particular address, which in turn again is 5. This is called indirection. So we are accessing the memory and then interpreting it as an integer. And the value of this integer in this case is 5. The second possibility of indirection in C++ are so-called references. A reference is declared with this ampersand at the end, so it's not the int asterisk, it's the int ampersand. So in this case, we create a reference to integer, and the important difference here is that references can only be directly initialized. So directly at the beginning, we need to initialize it with the correct value. Basically, what now the compiler is doing for us, it's creating a handle or an accessor for my integer. So this will always have the same value as integer. Internally in the program, it's basically the same as a pointer, but for us in the usage, it's a little bit more convenient because pointers are sometimes confusing for people, whereas references are much easier to use. Now, if we also output this, what we have now declared, so we can say reference to integer, my reference to integer, and just output what is stored at this reference to integer. Let's compile and look at the output. So the reference to integer also has the value 5. Now what is interesting is if we change the values now. So for instance, we now say that my integer has the value 7. So we change the value from my integer to 7. And now we will output again the values of all of the different references and pointers that we have created. So at the beginning, we create the normal we create the integer, initialize it to a specific value, then we change the value and have a look at how the pointers and references to that particular value do change. We recompile our software and we let it run. So the beginning is quite clear, and after we have now changed the value, the address remains completely the same. So this value is still stored at the same address. However, what is stored at this address did change. So even though I didn't touch the pointer here at all, I just changed the value of my integer. When I look at the value via the pointer, it did also change to 7, and the same did happen to the reference. This is why indirection is so powerful, because I can manipulate objects via not the object itself, but via a handle, an accessor, or even a pointer to this particular object. We learned about 4 things today, and it's really important that you understand the difference between those 4 things, because most people, they keep on confusing them. Even if they are professionals with many years of experience, they keep on confusing these things. So let's have a detailed look. Here, this asterisk is the declaration of a pointer. So it is binding to the type . So really, this symbol at this point means that we declare a specific type. Whereas the same symbol, also the asterisk, at this point here means something completely different. In this line, it means that we are accessing whatever is stored at the pointer. So it's an operator that is accessing what is stored at the pointer. So it's the same symbol, but it has two completely different meanings. This is a type declaration, and this is an operator. The same happens also with the ampersand. So in this case here, this ampersand here means that we are using it as an operator, and this operator gives us the address of my integer. That's also why it's called address-of operator. And the second ampersand that is binding to the type means that we are declaring a reference. So as you can see, there are really 4 different things, but only 2 symbols. So it's a little bit unfortunate in C++ that these things mean completely different things. But if you know that one of them is binding to a type and the other one is binding to an object, then you can tell the difference. And the difference is one is an operator and the other one is a declaration. So probably as a last point, what is also important that in C++, references and pointers are basically doing the same thing. However, the general rule is use references when you can and pointers when you have to. That's all for today. Turn on your machines and get started. Tell me what you want to hear about next, and as always, enjoy coding.